Hello, this is Maya Kana, and I am a psychic who specializes in twin flame connections. In today's Q&A video, I am going to be answering the question, am I the divine masculine or the divine feminine polarity twin flame? And I do want to acknowledge a couple of things. One of the things is, we may initially think this is a very simple question, like am I the masculine or am I the feminine, right? And some people have the misconception that the man is automatically carrying the masculine polarity and the woman is automatically carrying the feminine polarity. This is not always the case. Certainly when I met Zaire, I was in the masculine and he was in the feminine, and then we had a polarity shift and we are reversed now. Another misconception is that twin flames are all about balance and we're meant to have an equal 50-50 balance in the masculine and feminine within ourselves, and our twin flame will have an exact 50-50 balance within themselves as well. Now, while that is something to strive for, that 50-50 balance, I have seen in every real example of twin flames that I have seen as a twin flame psychic, I've done almost 2,000 twin flame readings now, in all of the real ones, I've definitely seen that there is a divine masculine and a divine feminine twin. One of the twins is carrying more of, now we all have masculine and feminine within us, but typically you'll see that one twin has maybe 60% masculine, 40% feminine, and the other one has, for example, 60% feminine, 40% masculine. So together they're creating, 100% of each, the masculine, feminine. Okay, so that's typically, sometimes it varies a little bit outside of that, and sometimes there is a huge imbalance. Okay, but if you follow this sort of literature of twin flames and you look back to the ancient texts that mention twin flames and the actual story of twin flames itself and the ideology, you will find that the entire concept of twin flames is based on one soul dividing into two parts. One part of the masculine polarity and one part of the feminine polarity. And I know I haven't answered the question yet, but I just want to provide this context because I've noticed that people can get a little up in arms about this concept. I also wanted to note that the divine masculine and divine feminine is not at all related to the concept of masculine and feminine that is composed of this idea of gender identity. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. So you can be a feminist, or you can be, somebody who subscribes to postmodern, theory, and you can still believe in divine masculine and divine feminine, because it's not the same as, sort of machismo masculinity, or, this suppressed feminine that we have in our society. Okay, so with all that said, are you carrying more of the divine masculine or the divine feminine? And why is this important? It's important because once you figure out which one of you is carrying more of the masculine and more of the feminine, it tells you, how you can come into balance with each other and what role will be best for you in your union. So, the divine masculine is about taking inspired action. The masculine polarity energy is about logic. It's about rationality. It's about building. It's about material welfare. It is about being in this world and mastery, in this world. That grounded energy of creation and inspired action. The masculine rules the material welfare, including the money. The masculine is the energy of giving, and the masculine is the energy of talking as well. the masculine, a masculine archetype, for example, could be like a warrior, or even like an architect, like something like that, a builder. Okay, so this is one side of the coin. On the other side of the coin, we have the divine feminine, and divine feminine energy is, you know, we said for the divine masculine that ruled logic and rationality. The divine feminine rules emotions and intuition. The divine feminine is the oracle or the healer. The divine feminine, the divine masculine is almost keeping us grounded here in this world and holds the power related to this reality. And the divine feminine is connecting us up to the higher realms. The divine feminine is meant to be in an energy of receiving, whereas the divine masculine is meant to be in the energy of giving. The divine feminine knows things intuitively. The divine masculine knows things logically. The divine masculine tends to be linear, whereas the divine feminine tends to be borderless. just you know, not necessarily linear. Like, we could say it that way. And the divine feminine is the seat of creativity as well, creative gifts and things like that. The main thing I wanted to share here in this audio, though, is something, you know, a sort of interesting tool that Zaire and I came across. This is not ours. We actually read this in some books that we were studying from, written by David Dita. It may be of interest to check out his work if you're doing any sexual healing with your twin flame. But anyway, within his books, he said, you know, one of the ways that you can figure out if you're carrying the masculine or the feminine is to get in touch with your truest heart's desires. And he said that, you know, the person who's carrying the divine masculine, essentially their truest heart's desire is to be on some sort of mission, some sort of fight for freedom, and to have a one true love or a partner that wants to follow them in that quest, in that mission, that fight for freedom. If that's like your highest embodiment of love, and that's what you're seeking, is that partner that's going to follow you in that quest for freedom, in that mission that you have, then that means that you are carrying more of the divine masculine. Now, if you tap into your truest heart's desire for your one true love, and if what you are seeking is a partner who sees your light, and who sees you as totally beautiful because of your connection to the divine and your beautiful light that you have, and who can help you open your heart even more to the love of the universe, and who can help just open up your whole being to more light and more love, then you are carrying more of the divine feminine polarity. And that is the part of your soul essence that you are carrying the most strongly. So it can be helpful for us to know, you know, which polarity that we are carrying. For one, I think it makes us more compassionate to our twin and understanding from their perspective. But also it can help us to determine, you know, how we should go about our mission and what role we can play in our union. It also can help us to know which kinds of core wounds that we may need to heal, whether we should focus on healing and clearing the core wounds of the feminine or of the masculine. Some core wounds of the feminine could be like having, it could be like the abandonment, like fear of abandonment, or feeling like a victim, or things like that. For the masculine, they could be like a core wound, could be like carrying the energy of the aggressor or violence, for example. Like the feminine could be carrying, for example, the energy of the victim. The masculine could be carrying the energy of the perpetrator. Okay, so these are some of the things that we can do clearing on. But yeah, so at the very, very basis, you know, that the feminine half of the soul is the one that is seeking in their core, that other half who sees their light and who can open them up more to the divine energy, who can open them up to more unity with the divine. And the masculine is the one who at their very core is seeking to be on a mission or a quest for freedom, and who is seeking a partner who will join them in that quest. So I hope that this has been helpful to all of you. If you have a question that can benefit the Twin Flame community, please send it to me at mayasbrightstarcreations@gmail.com. Thank you for listening and have a great day.